We rolling? All right, we are rolling this thing here. It is another PCA newsletter. That's an LV PCA. That's Las Vegas PCA newsletter. We're still calling this thing a newsletter. Don't know why. That's kind of like a rotary phone in 2022, but that's all right. We'll get to that. I've got something else to talk to you guys about. Uh, I've been going on a lot of drives with the PCA. I go on a lot of drives without the PCA. And one thing that seems to happen on every single drive, group drive that is, if you're an auto enthusiast, if you're a Porsche enthusiast, if you get out there on the road in your Porsche, which most of us do, it really is a good time to go out with your friends, other members of the PCA, official PCA drives. And sometimes you go out with your friends and it's not a PCA drive. But one thing that seems to happen all the time, and I don't know why this is, but there's always someone in the group that just can't figure out that if a car is behind you and they might want to go, I don't know, maybe they want to get to the restaurant a little more quickly than you. Maybe they're hungry and you're not. And what happens, seems like on every single drive, you're out there on some amazing road and you get behind another driver who's just not as hungry as you are. So what do you want to do? You want to go around the less hungry driver. No big deal, no ego, no problem. You flash your lights. The driver that, I don't know, maybe that driver in front of you, maybe they went to the the Golden Corral before the meat point and they filled up on all the blueberry pancakes they could eat. So they're just not hungry, and you flash your lights and they don't notice. They don't get out of your way. They just stay in front of you, driving at their pace. Which, by the way, everyone on any drive should always drive their pace. No one should try to intimidate a less hungry driver. No one should try to force a less hungry driver to drive faster than they want to. Everyone should drive at their own pace and drive safely. But hey, man, I'm hungry. All you got to do when you see someone flash their lights, or maybe if they're following just a little closer than normal, maybe they're trying to signal. Maybe you should pay attention to the hungry drivers that are behind you. And the next time you find a nice, safe place to pull over on the right, remember, kids, never pull the left, never cross the middle line to get out of the way for a hungry driver. Always find a safe place to pull over to the right so that the hungry driver can safely pass you on the left. And let's say you didn't notice the light flash. Okay, that happens. Maybe you were adjusting your satellite radio trying to find the Yacht Rock station. One of my personal favorites. But you didn't notice the light flash. You didn't notice while you were sipping your frappuccino that you got at the meeting point. You didn't notice that hungry driver's a little closer to you than maybe they should be. Maybe they're trying to tell you something. Maybe that means you should be paying attention to not just what's in front of you, but what's around you and what's behind you. Let's say you missed these subtle signals. That happens. No big deal. The hungry driver behind you finds a safe place to pass, and they go to your left. What do you do then? Okay, there's a hungry driver coming up on your left. What do you do? Do you speed up? No, that's not what you do. You slow down so that the hungry driver can get around you as quickly as possible and get back into their lane in front of you. No ego, no problem. This is not a race. It's never a race when you're on public roads. We want to be safe, and this is about safety. You've seen it happen. You've seen the hungry driver go to the left, and what happens? The driver that's not so hungry decides to step on it. Maybe they're in a GT3 and they're upset that someone in a 914 is going around them. It's not about any of that. Drive at your own pace. It's not a competition. It's not ego. Hungry driver gets behind you, maybe flashes the light, maybe subtly gets a little closer trying to signal you. Wait for a nice, safe place on the right. Pull over so that they can go by. Because, okay, even if you're the not-so-hungry driver, you've been stuck behind the Harley. You've been stuck behind the RV. You've been stuck behind the SUV or the minivan full of kids on that brilliant road where you're like, you know, on one of those times when you were a little bit more hungry. So just all I'm saying, and what do you think of this, Mikey?
It's true.
Mikey says it's true.
There's a lot of
Hungry.
There's a lot of hungry people behind.
There's some hungry drivers back there. Pay attention. They want to get to the restaurant. They want to order their lunch. Let them. Doesn't affect you at all. That's it. Mikey, why don't you hit stop on that one? We'll see you guys next month.